Good morning. Happy Wednesday to all my favorite peeps out there. Bailey, Sarge. My dogs, my puppies, they sound like they're killing each other half the time, and really they're just out there playing. And it's funny because my little dog is the one that beats up my big dog. So anyways, all right, guys, I got a question for you. Actually, a patient sent me a message this week and had some questions and wanted me to help her with her macros. And so I was talking about this on Monday with you guys, and I just want to kind of reiterate and just try and make it as simple as possible for you guys to realize, right? And so I'm just talking about basics here, right? Until you're actually tracking, right? You will never know this, okay? But you have to start somewhere, all right? And so she sent me a message and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried. You know, I was at 125 and now I'm like slowly creeping up. I'm at 131 now. You know, can you help me? You know, I don't want to keep creeping up, blah, blah, blah. And so the first thing I told her is like, well, do you know what the difference is between 125 and 130? Right? Like, do you know what that difference is? And she was like, what? And I was like, the difference is 60 calories. That's what the difference is, right? And that's just making it easy, okay? There's definitely some other factors that are going to go into that, right? You're working out, your daily activities, things like that. But if we're talking just straight, hey, how can we figure this out the easiest way? I tell you guys all the time, take your goal weight, multiply it by 12. That would be your calorie range, right? For the most part, for 90%. Okay, but you got to start somewhere. So if you were to do that, and if you were to do 125 times 12 and 130 times 12, the difference is 60 calories. Guys, what is 60 calories? 60 calories is a few extra bites of something. 60 calories is walking by your coworker's desk and grabbing a piece of candy, right? That's the difference between 125 and 130. It sucks, right? But until you start realizing, how do those calories matter? How do those calories affect me, right? That is the easiest difference right off the bat that you have to realize. From 125 to 130 is a difference of 60 calories, right? A difference of 60 calories. That's the difference. That's how easy it is. Okay, so when someone tells me, oh, Sarai, I want to lose those last, 10 pounds or 5 pounds, that's the difference, right? If you eat just 60 calories a day, right? 60 calories a day more, that's going to take you up those extra 5 pounds, right? And especially as we get less and less, right? It's even harder because you're already in such a tight calorie crunch, right? And it's very easy to eat an extra little bite of something or an extra bite of that. And now, boom, that's why it's so hard to stay at those smaller sizes, right? Because your leeway gets less and less and less, right? And so that's why I always ask, right? When a patient gets down to a certain size, I'm like, well, do you really want to be that size? It's a total, right? It really depends, right? Or is maybe being at 130, right, more maintainable? You can still eat a little bit more, right? You still look great, you still feel great, but you have a life, right? Because those are the difference, right? To be that extra, 5 pounds means that you're going to be perfect, right? You got to be perfect Monday through Sunday, right? You've got to be in that calorie range to stay there, okay? And so I just want you guys, right? You got to start just really, really thinking about things. Okay, because I know there's so much stuff out there. There's so many people out there. There's so many, different types of diets. There's so many different types of trainers. Right? And so it gets confusing. But that's when we need to take a step back and we need to just really dial in and figure out, okay, what matters? How big is this difference, right? Like, how crucial is every calorie? Am I tracking every bite, right? Like if you're truly so confused right now, if you're like, I have tried everything, nothing works, and you have not tracked every single bite, and you've made your food, and you've weighed your food, okay? If you haven't done that, then you haven't tried everything. And that is the thing that's truly going to matter, right? That's how you figure this out. It's just data. But if you don't have exact data, you can never figure it out. You could never figure it out, right? I'm telling you to go simple, multiply by 12, right? But until you've actually done that for 2 weeks, okay? So let's say that your goal weight is to get to 135, right? You do 135 times 12, and you stay in that exact range for 2 weeks, okay? There's only 2 options. If you didn't lose, okay? If you didn't lose any weight, then you either tracked wrong, okay? And I just had a patient last week who she was tracking and she put 1 serving, okay? Like on the Trainerize app. 1 serving is not the same as you weighing it out. You have to weigh it out. Their serving and what you ate are 2 totally different things. You never put anything in your app by serving. Everything is always either by ounces or grams. That's how it goes into your app, right? You have to weigh it out, okay? I made a video yesterday that I'm going to share, and it was my pasta video, right? And the difference between 2 ounces of pasta and 3.5 ounces of pasta, right? Just the difference of that, like if you didn't weigh those out, the difference of 2 ounces and 3.5 ounces is 150 calories, okay? Well, as we know, if I even just ate half of that now, right? If instead of eating 3 ounces, or because it was 2 ounces, if I would have just ate 2.5 ounces of that, that's going to put me over my calorie range now. I'm going to be at 130, right? So you got to get those wheels spinning. You guys have to figure this out, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that we try to complicate this. But you got to take a step back. That's why we do our 18-week challenge right now, right? The 18-week challenge is just about habits. This is how we win this, guys. It's all about habits, right? It's all about saying, you know what? I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to start tracking my food, every single bite, okay? If I go out to eat, I probably need to add 50 calories to what I think it is, right? Because when you go out to eat, guys, I'm telling you, that food is cooked different than what they're telling you. They add more oil than what they're telling you. They add more salad dressing or whatever it is you're getting than what's actually on there, right? Don't ever go off of what they tell you. And that's why I tell you guys, when you're trying to lose weight, when I do my shows or when I'm really dialed in, like right now, right? I hate going out to eat, right? Like I don't want to trust anybody with my food. I want to know exactly. I want to weigh it out. I want to make sure it's done, right? That's what I do. So if you're serious right now, if you're serious, you can't tell me you're serious and then you're over here doing this and that. If you're serious, just take 2 weeks. Take 2 weeks, right? Weigh all your food out, make your own food, put it in your app, okay? And then I guarantee you, if you do that for 2 weeks, you will at least have data, exact data, and we can then make a plan, okay? And then if for some reason that 12 didn't work, which it might not, right? In today's, let's be honest, in today's lifestyle, a lot of us are at home all day, right? We're at home all day, or not home. Well, a lot of us are because we work from home now, right? But then a lot of us also, sit at a desk all day. Or then we go home and we're just watching TV, right? So the 12 might be too much, but you won't know that until you've done it for 2 weeks, right? You got to have 2 weeks under your belt to see, is this too much? And then there's only one thing we can do, right? If you didn't lose for your goal weight, right? Then we either have to take your calories down even more. Let's do it by 11, right? So then we'll do whatever your goal weight is times 11. You do that for 2 weeks and you see if we start losing. If that doesn't work, then we might even have to go to 10, right? There's been a lot of my patients because they're so stagnant. They have a job where they don't move a lot, right? We've had to be at 10. But we can never know that if we don't start somewhere, if we don't get that data, right? But what you have to realize, the difference between this and this is not very much. Is not very much. It's a couple grapes. It's a half an apple. I mean, literally, that's the difference between 125 and 130. Right? And so that's what you have to start realizing. You've got to start tracking your food. You have to. You have to know how much every single calorie is. If you're serious that you want to get to this weight loss, right? If you're serious, it doesn't have to be complicated. And then once you get there, okay, you can never forget what you've done to get there. right? Where are you at right now? Okay? Whatever you're doing right now can't change. Can't change, right? Because if you go back at all, you go back to adding 60 calories on, you just added 5 pounds, right? That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. You don't have time to go back at all. You add on 60 calories, that was 5 pounds. Okay? So I just want you guys to start figuring this out, okay? I want you guys to start understanding what I'm trying to like tell you guys. It's really, I know there's so much information out there and it's so confusing. But the best thing you can do right now, the best thing you can do, if you're serious, do not have anybody make your food. Do not. Make your own food. And it's so easy to meal prep these days now, guys. If you got a freaking air fryer, like yesterday, I just threw some chicken in there, I cut it up, air fried it. Now I got my chicken for the week, right? It's really not hard if you just plan for it and make it fast, right? Always have cottage cheese on hand, have Greek yogurt on hand, right? Those are easy things. I also did a post that I'll be sharing with you guys. A pound of celery, which is a huge plate, has 60 calories. And then I always do my cottage cheese dip that I've showed you guys, right? Cottage cheese, taco seasoning, a little bit of almond milk, blend that baby up. It's like almost like a dressing, right? Have that to snack on all day. Like literally, I bring it up with me. That's my snack. Like, I'm just snacking on it, right? But now that's 20 grams of protein. I only got 60 calories with the celery, right? That's helping me stay full, helping me feel like I'm munching on something, and it's so good, right? So those are the things that we want to focus on, right? What can you eat? What can you snack on to keep your calories down, to keep your protein up, to make you feel full, to eat more, right? But to stay in that calorie deficit. So I hope that helps you guys, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't even realize the difference until I was telling her. I was like, well, the difference between that is 60 calories. And that's at 12, right? That's at 12. So if you're not losing, right, and you're not going to know that until you've done it for 2 weeks. We have to do 2 weeks of exactness. Okay, you're adding some type of oil to your pan. You better measure it out, and you better put it in your app. You added some butter to your bread. I mean, I know it sounds like it's a lot, but I'm gonna be honest with you, don't add the butter to your bread right now, right? We don't got time for that. When we're trying to lose weight, make it simple. Make your food simple. Make it exact, right? Don't make it harder on yourself. There's nothing more depressing than like trying, but not trying perfectly, and then not losing, and then you're like, oh, forget it, I'm throwing the towel. No, don't even do that, right? If you're gonna do it 1,000%. Do it perfectly. That's what I always tell everyone that's doing protocol. I'm like, do not think of protocol as a 23, a 30, a 45 day, right? 8 weeks. Do not think of it like that. You think of it as one day, right? Like, I gotta be perfect today. That's all I gotta worry about is what am I doing today, right? And then tomorrow, okay, all I gotta do is be perfect to today. And before you know it, the more perfect days you get under your belt, you don't even think about going the other way, right? But if you do kind of good today and the scale doesn't go down, right? Then it's like, oh, this sucks, I'm gonna throw the towel in. So don't even do that to yourself. Don't put yourself through that pain. We've all put ourselves through that pain, right? We work out, we kind of eat better, scale doesn't go down, we're pissed, I'm not gonna do this. We've all done that. We've all done that. You can't do that with weight loss. You can't do it, right? If you want this to be successful, go all in. Go all in, right? And every day that you have a great day, that you have a perfect day, all you're doing is building on that momentum. But don't you for a second start thinking, oh, it's too hard, it's got too long, I got too much, because you can't get to 20 without getting to 2. So once we get to 2 pounds, now guess what? We get to 3 pounds, and then we get to 4 pounds, right? Doesn't matter that we got to get to 20. We got to first get to 2, 3, 4, 5. So just stay good every single day. Just keep working one day at a time. Do not think about where you're going. Just think about right now. What do I got to do today, right now? Right? And if you do that and you focus on being perfect today, you're going to have amazing success. You're going to feel better. You're going to be proud of yourself, right? And that's what I want. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope that kind of makes your wheels spin a little bit. I hope that kind of makes your head think a little bit, right? When you're thinking about like, okay, well, it's just a few grapes. Yeah, it's just a few grapes, but is it 60 calories? Because guess what? Now you just went into a different range, right? Oh, it was just an apple. Just an apple. Well, did it put you over your range? Are you now 150 calories over? Right? I showed you guys yesterday 150 calories was the difference between 150 and 160. It's just an apple. It's good for you. It's healthy for you. But when we're talking about weight loss, did that put you 150 calories over? If it did, we just put you from a 150 to a 160 range. Right? Like, that's what you have to realize. And trust me, I know it sucks, guys, because I'm on this freaking journey every freaking day, right? Like, I know how bad it sucks. But when you just come to terms with it and you finally say to yourself, you know what? This is life. This is reality. Right? This is reality. And if I eat that, that puts me in that range. If I don't eat that, now I'm in this range. Right? And then we can really start trying to figure out what should we have you multiplied by, right? You got to do 2 weeks. Got to do 2 weeks. And if you're losing at those 2 weeks, sweet. We're on path. We're on path. Okay? Hi, Julie. Love ya. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm thinking about ya. Miss Genesis, keep it up. Don't let down. All right? Miss Shay, proud of you guys. Anyways, Shelly, love you guys. If you guys need anything, right? As you guys know, if you guys aren't doing our 18-week challenge, we have opened it back up for our last 6 weeks. That will be starting on April 29th, I believe. So make sure you guys get signed up for that, okay? We do have the biggest transformation, so you can still be a part of that. It's just, you're, of course, going to be competing against people that have been doing it for 8 weeks, or 18 weeks, right? But, I mean, we've seen some amazing transformations in 6 weeks, so not to say that you couldn't do it. It's just that, you know, you'll be competing about those. But no matter what, right? Our challenges are for you guys. Our challenges are my way to give back to all of our amazing patients, right? I know I tell you guys all the time, but I don't think you guys understand my mission, my passion, right? Like, I have struggled with this. I still struggle with this. This is something that eats me up every single day of my life, right? And I'm on a mission, right? To help as many people, because I can only speak for myself, but I did not feel good when I was not healthy. I didn't feel good. I personally did not have confidence. I personally did not want to go put on clothes. I didn't. I wanted to wear my sweatpants. And so I would never want anybody to feel the way that I felt. I would never. And so I will never forget the way that I felt, ever. And so now I want to make sure that anybody who wants to get healthy knows that you can do it. And I'll be right there in your corner, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help you. And that's a promise. So that's the reason why we do our challenges. It's my way to give back to as many people as possible that are on this journey, to kind of give them a little bit of, you know, a carrot, I would say, right? To say, hey, if you do good, you know, here's some free injections. We got freaking cash money this time. We got, right? Whatever it might be. But if I can do that to give back to our amazing community and to help people, I will do that all freaking day, because I've been beyond blessed, and I truly believe that the more you give, right, the more blessings you get. And so I will do that as long as I can. So anyways, guys, I love you. I hope you guys have the best day ever. And of course, as you know, a lot of you guys always send me DMs. You guys all have my cell phone number, send me messages. I love that. The thing I hate the most is when someone's like, I'm sorry to bug you. And I'm like, don't ever say that to me. Like, don't ever say that to me. Like, I'm here to help you. So if you need me, or you have questions about something, or you need help with something, send me a DM, and I will for sure do whatever I can to help you guys be successful. So love ya. Have the best day ever. Make a plan right now. Put it in your phone. Put it in the app. Know what your calories are. Make it simple. Don't complicate it. And then from there, once we have data, we can then make progress. All right? Love ya. Bye.